I'm Lorraine Harrison with About Marketing, and we're here today to discuss things to do with the IRS. And we have an expert with us, Mr. Steve Perry, and he has written a book that tells you stand up to the IRS. And you can get that on Amazon. But we're going to discuss one of the chapters in this book today that some of us may or may not know the definitions of. So, Steve, I understand you hear the words levy, garnishment, liens, all those to do with IRS, and they're very scary terms. You want to help us understand what they are?
All right, let's take them one at a time. A garnishment is simply where the IRS tells your boss, before you pay Lorraine her salary, you'll take 25% out and send to me. Yes, they can do that. And usually you find out, if you've got a good boss, they'll come up and say, IRS is saying I have to pay 25% of your income. Oh my gosh.
So they warn you at least.
Your boss might.
But IRS doesn't.
They don't. You'll know when you get your first paycheck that's short. But this usually happens when a taxpayer is not trying to work with the IRS. So, you've heard me talk about it before. If I have a melanoma right here, I'm going to get it taken care of. You get an IRS letter. By the time it's gotten garnishment, you've gotten several. And if you've just thrown them in a drawer, ignored them, this is the result.
So that's why you're surprised, because you've ignored them and not done with them.
Yeah. So that's what a garnishment is. Very simple. Now, a lien and a levy are related. A lien is when the IRS will go down to your county seat and fill out a form and pay the filing fee to do what is called perfecting the lien. And what the lien is, it says, you can't sell your house without us being paid. Now, they do not jump up in priority. The mortgage was the first lien holder. They become second. There is a class of lien that jump, but we don't need to talk about that because that really has nothing to do with the IRS. So in that case, you decide, well, you know what, I'm going to move to Florida. I'm tired of Georgia, and I'm just going to retire. You go to sell your house. Guess who's at the table? The IRS.
Now, do you know that they filed a lien?
Not unless you checked it out, but when you go sell the house, when the attorney does a title search before closing, he's going to come back and say, do you know you have a lien against your house? He'll tell you about all liens. There'll be the mortgage lien if you still have a mortgage. There'll be an IRS lien. There may be a mechanic's lien if you had a new roof put on and said you didn't like it and wasn't going to pay him. They may go down and perfect a lien against you there. So these liens have to be settled. Where it becomes a problem is when the lien exceeds the value of the home. So if you owe the IRS $200,000 and after paying off the mortgage it was only $100,000, the IRS may very well say, nope, we're not letting this sale go through.
They wouldn't just take the $100,000.
They might once we got done negotiating, but their initial knee-jerk reaction is to say, nope, we're not releasing this, because that's their leverage on you.
Okay.
The threat of throwing you out and selling the house, which would garnish them, which would get them less, but it's a stick they can use. Now, what is a levy? That's the next step. Levy is when they go into your bank and say, she has $100,000 in this account. Yes, we want it. The bank will give it to them.
Do I have to owe? I mean, they would just take what they owe or take the whole thing?
Yes, they take what they owe.
Okay.
The IRS can't take more. But if you owed them $100,000 and they went into your bank, and believe me, they know your bank, and they say, okay, banker, we want $100,000 out of this account. Now the banker, if they're any good, will call you up and say, you're about to lose $100,000. Why?
Banker, give me time to get it out of there?
No. But there's a chance that I can get it returned if I have good cause. If you're coming to me at this point, you're way down the road. We should have talked much earlier. So that's what a levy is. And the ultimate levy, if you owe over $10,000 on the government, they can take your house, put you on the street, sell it, pay off whoever's ahead of them, like the mortgage company, and then whatever's left, they get paid. If there's a plus after that, they'll give it to you. If there's a minus, they'll come after you for the difference. So you're sitting in the street, you still owe them more money, and you don't have a place to live.
Woo!
See, this can all be prevented. This sounds terrible, and it's meant to. The IRS doesn't want your house. The IRS doesn't want to go in your bank account. The IRS doesn't want to deal with your employer.
They just want to get paid.
They want the tax dollars. It costs them a lot of money to do these other things. And their job is to collect taxes at the lowest cost. So, if we're talking to them, if we're working with them, then you get to keep your stuff, keep your money in your bank, and you pay off the debt. As we've talked about before, there are installment agreements. There are other things we can do. The key to all this is prevention. And prevention happens when we don't ignore the problem. And with my melanoma, we're not going to ignore the problem. We're going to deal with it.
Don't deal with it ourselves.
Ooh, you're going to call me. Let me deal with it. After all, you would not go to court facing a DUI charge without a lawyer, would you?
Not if you're having sense.
Same thing applies here. The IRS is not your friend. They will be real nice to you on the phone. They're not your friend. They're a bill collector. The biggest, most efficient, effective bill collector in the world. So what is their job? Collect those taxes.
And we can't get out of paying the taxes, right?
No.
We have to pay them one way or the other.
It's the price of being a citizen. I've traveled the world, and I will tell you, Lorraine, I'd much rather pay the price of being an American citizen than I would any other country I've been to. I've been to many.
So we just need to pay our taxes and be grateful that we live here. I could go along with that.
Okay. Good.
Yeah. So, well, I think the lesson is don't ignore the IRS, so you can eliminate having to deal with the tax lien, the levy, and the garnishment.
Sounds like a good lesson to me.
I think so too. I appreciate the information, Steve. Thank you so much. I want you to remember that you can get Steve's book on Amazon, Stand Up to the IRS. Only better yet, call Steve and let him stand up to the IRS. Tell them how they can get in touch with you, Steve.
Okay. Name of my company is Books, Taxes, and More. Our website is bookstaxesatl.com. My email is steve@bookstaxes.com. You can also leave comments below this video, and we will get back to you as quickly as we can. But please do not ever put personal private information such as your social security number, your driver's license number, even your full name and address on here. Just leave a note, or reach out to me on my website. We'll get back to you, and we'll help you through this. Remember, there is life after the IRS.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
I'm Lorraine Harrison, and this is a series about taxes, and we hope to see you again soon.
Thanks for watching. If you found this information helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and share this video. And make sure to subscribe for more great tax tips and strategies from Steve Perry and Books, Taxes, and More. Visit our website at bookstaxesatl.com for more resources. See you in the next video.